What's up, family? It's Israel Mustafa coming to you again. The spirit was dealing with me ever since this coronavirus came, and I'm like, you know what? I've been looking at TD Jakes for years, been looking at Noah Jones for years, but when this corona hit, and the people say, well, y'all can't go to church, y'all got to close your church doors and stuff like that. Man, I never saw so many people that say they ministers in like had like in a panicky mode. So everybody had to go to screaming they church to put it on like they service on the internet. And what I saw, I don't know if anybody else saw it, it was like everybody was like worried about their money. It wasn't worrying about the people. Because at the end of the service, every time they say, well, you still can send your money, your donations, or don't forget to pay your tithes, just send it in. So this thing done became a big business, man, in the church industry or whatever you want to call it. It's just about your money, how much they can get out of you, man. Because a lot of these people do have the anointing on them. They is called by God the Father, but I think when they started off, a lot of them started off sincere, but when the money came, it kind of made them swerve to do other things and not be as much as sincere as they could have been if they didn't have so much money and own enough money just to sustain yourself and be comfortable. Because I always thought that why is everybody getting the preacher all the money? Not saying that he's supposed to be blessed. He's supposed to bless the minister. But when you go over your boundaries and they getting blessed like that, you got to have something to show that you're giving back, man. And I ain't talking about what the white people say, well, we're going to do this, we're going to go to Africa, we're going to do this. It's a lot of people here in the United States that's hurting, that's suffering, but they take their money over there. It's kind of, out of whack. Like, keep your money here. It's so much homeless people in the United States and so much stuff going on over here in this country right here. And people ain't doing nothing to help the people that's been supporting them for years. And they'll tell you, well, you need to pray about it. But like I said, it's funny because how they panic, man. I was laughing at it when I saw it because I was like, see, became a time where you had to really just move by faith. But I know they moving. They doing it. They done went to the live stream and they preaching in the church to the wind and all this stuff. But I think a lot of it is to keep that flow of that cash coming in from their congregation. And there ain't no sincerity in it. Because at the end, like I said, they always got their hand out for some money. And they always asking for you to send something to them. I told people, I said, I would hope if somebody feel like I was real, that they'll do it from their heart. They wouldn't, I wouldn't have to be begging you and asking you, oh, send me a donation. She'll want to give it. She'll want to give it. Because if you know you got a minister that's a true minister, one that really walks and believes in God, and I ain't going to sit here and act like I'm perfect because I'm not, but that you should want him to be up. And you make sure that you hold that money that you giving accountable to that the person putting back into the community. You got all these churches in the black community, and they don't help nobody in the black community, man. They walk around, they have their service, and they go home to their big house and their cars and eat good to their steak dinners and stuff like that. But it ain't nobody out here, TD Jakes, nobody is walking through this community They're walking in these hoods. They're talking to the people, the crackheads. But you'll go to Africa, where you know people, and deal with them. But your own land is suffering. I don't understand. And I ask God that all these churches getting all this government funding, they be able to keep every dime that people get to them. And then you got a person like me that don't ask for nothing, that just humble and just, like I said, if whoever follow me, I want them to offer me. I'm not asking for nothing. But you should want to see your minister up and not down and out. And these people, they got all these millions and millions and millions of dollars, that's just getting over on people. That's a sad thing, man. And they leading a lot of people straight to hell. They're not teaching the proper messages. They're not teaching about things that the Bible tell them to teach about. They're always sugarcoating it. And a lot of people gonna bust hell open because because they don't know the truth, and because they're not being led, the pastor not leading the flock the right way. So I pray that God expose these people, these churches, because we suffering in the black community, in the hoods, and then people killing each other every day. Since all that money could help a lot, they sending millions of dollars overseas, and they taking money because the government doing what the government tell them to do. When a lot of them got money they can use out of their own pocket to come in and help if they truly say they love God and change the lives of so many people, but they don't. So they living their heaven right now, man, on earth, man, because they rich, they got money, and a lot of people's souls are going to hell because they following these people, man. And I pray that God open the eyes up to a few ministers that got in their heart to help the community like people used to do back in the day, and help the community. Go and talk to people, preach to people in the community. Talk to them. They don't know you care about them. But like I said, these days, a lot of people just for themselves. And they ain't doing nothing for nobody but straight for self. Y'all, I just wanted to put that out there because that's what I've been seeing and that's what's going on. And it's all about giving, but ain't no giving back. Ain't nobody trying to help nobody that really got that money like that, and they just looking at you suffer. And that's part of the agenda, to see you suffer. As long as you suffering, they keep putting that money in their pocket. They don't really care anyway. Because they got the majority of the people tricked and fooled that's going to the congregation and giving up all their money. And they use their spiritual gift, their anointing, for the wrong purposes, man. But I ask God to expose them. Y'all, this is a little short message. This is Israel Mustafa. I love you. Talk to you later. Peace.